Alright, so go back to the league race this time with FTRL for round number 5, I think, of the season, which is in China. And straight away, you'll notice that it is raining, so my brain goes into very quick thinking mode here. So I wasn't sure what the story was towards the end of the session. I didn't know if the track would dry in time for it to be an improvement or whatever. So I quickly rushed out as quick as I can. Get a lap in, get any lap in. Maybe there's a chance that, you know, it doesn't get any better and that the first laps at the start are the best laps that the track is going to get. So, you know, I'm happy with how the thinking process is when it comes to this, a reaction time, all these kind of things, all these little things that help make up, you know, there's little opportunities that you never quite know how they're going to break, but as long as you react in the correct way, you know, you never quite know what might happen. So
you're on softs.
Anyways, I going out on softs. Little wiggle there to
softs, really?
to go out of the pit lane there. So, anyways, pretty miserable. And actually, it's not a bad lap. Like, it's a 39. Like, you know, you're trying to feel your way around these conditions. You know, the track. You know, it's wet. End of the session, it did actually dry up. A little bit of oversteer there. I had to correct it, and then that put me off. And then I just straight over the white line. That is an invalidation. So, yeah, sadly, not a great end to the session. So, anyways, it's 18th place, and jeez, man, I'm 10 seconds off the pace. Oh man.
You wouldn't make it in on the 100% and 10% rule, that's for sure.
No, I wouldn't make it under the 100% 10% rule. You're right, Sway.
Dear.
Anyways, I spent long and hard thinking about the strategy. I was up all night. You know, I was thinking about it. I couldn't get any sleep. I'm just kidding. I didn't want to do hards because if a stage car came out at lap 3 or something, lap 3 or 3-5 kind of range, then, you know, that's it. Like, my race is completely done, strategy's done, everyone on soft speed is coming for hards, and that's it, right? Your race is over. So Scuba in front of me here from 17th place is going to start on the old hards. So here we go then. 5 red lights. And away we go. It's a decent enough start, better than City Posh. So going to nip to the left hand side. He's going to have the inside line here for brake. I take a wide entry. I was way too early on the brakes there. I always want to be careful, especially through this turn 1 is mad. And there goes Adam. So, you know, I went a little bit too early there on that one, on the brakes, for that allowed City Posh to get away with his poor start there. So it is just a one place made up on lap 1. But always plenty of opportunity. I actually felt China's been one of my big bogey tracks in F1 over the years. There goes another car. There's AP. I think one of the new drivers here today. Got Pagani on my outside there. He's to go through. The other Ferrari then goes around. That is Enduro Chris. I actually felt very competitive here compared to my what I've had in the past. Safety car is deployed. I did a 29.7 in qualifying. I didn't leave enough time in qualifying to actually talk about it, but I did 29.7, which is, for my standards, very competitive. You know, not race winning by any means, but for my standards around China, which has always been a bogey track, very competitive. Safety car is deployed. People come into the pits, so we're able to make up some positions this way.
Medium.
Most people ended up ditching the sauce, going on to mediums, and just doing medium.
Also gone medium.
Not really a choice I could really do because I couldn't do hards to the end. That wasn't going to work. Anyways, safety car is coming in. That was a lucky moment there. Because I had to back off, I lost out a little bit then on the restart. So, generally speaking, my restarts are pretty poor, must be said. But I think that time, just with the braking, I tried to avoid Ross in front because I almost did hit him. But yeah, sadly, nothing I can really do about that this time around. Anyways, yeah, into P6 though. An almighty scrap in front. Matt is just gone. Like, Matt has just cleared Zumpy, Wesker, Scuba. Later on lap 4 though, see Adam then retires from the session.
Oh no, don't go.
And
you fucking sausages.
Almost losing the car there. And that's going to allow Joe to go. Honestly, I think lots of people would have lost that car there. I was able to catch it. I'm quite impressed how I caught that.
Jesus.
That could have easily ended the DNF.
The Williams went
so
deep,
I am pretty happy with how that went. Plus, Joe was quicker anyway, so, you know, and he's quickly dispatched Ross here, who, as he goes around this corner, One of my least favorite corners in the entire game. Car gets away from him. Go to the left-hand side. Avoid that. So, yeah, thankfully it wasn't any closer to that because otherwise that could have been more difficult to avoid. Tico then's behind. I went very deep there. Wasn't my intention to go that deep. I'm not going to fight this really. He's got ERS, overtake, DRS. So he's going to go through there. That's not my fight. I'm not fighting Tico. That's not who I'm fighting. So he'll kick on. He'll do what he does. And we'll just move on. Lap 9 of 28. There's a bunch of people now. These guys who are on fresher mediums now. So Panda, Tom, Aaron, Sway. These are the people now who are going to have a bit of an advantage now as I get towards the end of my stint. So there goes Panda for 1. Dutch Trick is also here on the hard, so he fell down the order. So Panda gets by. This is a difficult phase of the race. Tommy is on the outside here, but there's nothing he can't he's got back out of that, and he does. But there's nothing I can do to really keep him behind. Rather, nothing I can do. But however, yeah, he's going to keep behind for now. I actually thought he went by that occasion, but gonna stick with it. We're still in 8th place. We're still in good place. Got 1 stop to go. So same as a lot of other people. So I've seen worse positions to be in. Happy with how this race is going. He's gonna have a look heading down towards turn 6, but the safety car is deployed. Now, I was ahead when the safety car was deployed, and he's gone past. And then I have to think of the delta, and then I get done with the illegal overtake. So that's rough. I go off the track there to try and let him by. That's rough. I was ahead of him when the safety car was deployed, but yeah, oh well. Yeah, that's out of my control. So, anyways, another stint behind the safety car. Looking at this now. I'm looking at this now. I'm not sure. Not sure why I didn't pit. It was a VSC. Sorry, it was a VSC, not a safety car. Sorry, that was my mistake. I was thinking for a second, why didn't I pit? Why wouldn't I have pitted at this time? But no, it was a VSC, and it ended before we got back to the pits. But it's lap 13 now, so a different lap. We're on hards, and we're coming out in 15th place and very much clear air. See Pagani there in front. So, yeah. It was an undercut because lots of people in front, squabbling away. Like Sway, Aaron, Dutch, Tom, etc. Posh is around there, I believe, as well. So here's the first people coming in. Zumpy as well into the pits. So there's our first bunch. We jumped Sway then, and we jumped Zumpy. That was big to do that. Why did I leave so much in here? I'm not quite sure. But anyways, Joe's 7.5 seconds up the road. So, he's already made a stop. Moving on then to lap 16. More people into the pits. That is Panda. There's Aaron. It's going to be close on exit here. Sway's 1.8 behind. The problem now is I just about sweep in there in front of Panda. Just about. And I thought that was safe to do as well. I didn't think at any moment that was dangerous.
Don't do it, Aaron.
Very calculated. The problem now is, that I'm racing all these people who are on fresh mediums. So, I am very much just a duck, just waiting to be overtaken, There's nothing I can do. I'm going to fast forward, though, however. And, yeah, so Panda's going to get by, really. I fast forward. So I didn't fade for some reason. I just let fast forward. But anyways, here we go onto this back straight. Here comes one. Again, nothing I can really do. There's no point defending this. I've got more than enough fuel with the safety car and such. I started with 3 laps of fuel, so I should probably be using more. But at the same time, I don't want to use too much to damage my engine, perhaps. Overheat it. Heading on to lap 18 then. Actually, that's not a warning somehow. Some great consistency there. Heading on to lap 18 though. Safety car is deployed. Somebody is out of the race. So Aaron just got by. Now I'm thinking at this stage, I always do 2 runs in qualifying.
Yeah, as well.
I do 2 runs, not 3, to save a fresh set of softs in an event like this. Where a safety car comes out later on in the race, I've got a brand new set of softs. If I had a used set of softs here, I would have pitted onto a set of mediums. But I have a brand new set of softs.
Nice.
It's towards the end of the race, less fuel. It's a fresh set, not a quality set.
No, that's the one that's
so I
Yeah.
was going to lose places to Sway and Posh regardless of what happened, because they're on fresh mediums. I'm on hard. Pagani's all the way back there. You can see he's coming through turns 1, 2, and 3. So I have nothing to lose and a lot more to gain by putting on softs at the end of the race. Yes, they'll probably be pretty knackered towards the end, but I'd rather I may as well take a chance back here. I may as well do something different. Some people did come in front to replace, put on some fresh set of mediums. Tom in the Haas put on a fresh set. He put on a set of softs, but most people put on mediums that did pitch. Some people didn't pitch. Some people stayed out. Poor old Matt was leading the way, I believe, and had a decent little cushion, and the safety car very much screwed him. I think he was on hard, so he didn't come in, and that allows everyone else to come in behind him. So here we go then. Fresh set of softs. By the time we get going, lap 21, they're going to be tired near the end, but look, I've got nothing to lose, really, but we'll see what we can do now with this. So anyways, out we come. In 12th, there are some people who have got penalties in front. So there could be a possibility there as well. That's the other thing. Maybe we could catch up to some of these people. Anyways, here's the restart. A bit of a slow entry to that corner was pretty poor. But now then, this is so immediately there's a problem now, because in front of me is Dutch Tricks and City Posh. These are two of the quicker drivers in this division. And, even on mediums, they're going to be very competitive. Aaron, one of the better drivers in this division, it's tough to make an advantage work because they are quality drivers. So we're going to try have a look. I actually went, doors left open there for Posh, so a little bit of contact, but nothing was really on in the end. But unfortunately, that kind of exuberance allowed Sway to go through. So I thought, okay, look, maybe Sway can drag me along and he can kick on with it. So, but these first few laps are obviously the most important ones. That's why I tried to go down the inside there of Posh, because I knew these first few laps are the most important. But here's the other problem. Everyone now has fuel. Everyone has ERS. Everyone has slipstream until DRS, and then whenever DRS is enabled. This corner, this snail corner, is one of my least favorite in the entire calendar. I can't stay close enough. I can't nail it. I can't, whatever it is. I can't, even with softs, I can't follow cars through here. So Sway here is going to get through here on Posh, so he's kicking on. But it's not really a traction zone. It's about line. It's about your entry and exit to it. It's not about traction. And I can't, off the top of it, sure, but then there's the rest of the corner to go. I'm fighting the car here. I can't get close enough. At this stage, right, I'd have slipstream. So, if I was a situation where Posh wasn't in slipstream, ERS, possibly DRS later down the line, this is an opportunity that I can maybe make use of. But because everyone's in a straight line here, it's absolutely impossible to pass. So I can't. So Tom was able to make progress on his softs, but myself and Sway, we couldn't do it. A part of that is the factors I described. Part of that is the drivers who are in front of us, who are Sway's got Dutch in front of him. Dutch is a title contender. Posh on his day is a podium pace kind of driver. So it's very tough to get the job done when I'm already dealing with a pace deficit compared to all these drivers in front. And then there's one area, again, I'm just not getting enough traction. I'm not getting even with Rich and overtake, to exit that corner, I'm not getting anywhere near the run, anywhere near on these softs to make a go of it. So, I don't think it would have been any better on mediums. I really don't. I really wouldn't have any better luck with it. So, I think other tracks, perhaps their advantage, would be there on the fresh set of softs towards the end of the race. Again, it's how you react to it. I'm happy with the process. I'm happy to do only 2 runs of qualifying, leave a fresh set of softs for this kind of scenario. I'm happy with how I'm creating these opportunities, but sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And again, you can see I think that snap of oversteer earlier in the race when Joe went by, I think that definitely spooked me a little bit from putting the throttle down coming out of that snail corner. Here is a big moment here, because Sway loses the car and Posh goes through. Posh is struggling now at this phase. And through the section then, this allows the pack in front of Posh, that's Dutch, that is Tico, other drivers, to break out of DRS. So now, up until this point, everyone was kind of within DRS of each other, but now there's a gap created, and now everyone in front is going to be pulling each other along, whereas we are left behind in this regard. Me, Sway, and Posh. So now this is a problem, because now the penalties are going to come into a factor if the gap is being created. So here we go, then lap 28, end of the race. We come across the line, move up to 11th place. Mistake cost me against Sway, possibly. We jumped Posh, we jumped Panda on penalties. We should have jumped Tico on penalties. I really believe if we kept within DRS and pulled each other along, we could have gotten to where Tico was. Tico was only about he was only just under 2 seconds up the road. Possibly we could have got. I think we could have got Tico for sure with his two penalties there, and we definitely should have got Dutch Tricks, who had one penalty, was able to pull away. So, honestly, I poured a lot into that race. That's probably one of the best rides I've ever had around China, and it's like in terms of the competition and everything else considered, I was only good enough for 11th. So, yeah, a tough outing. I felt exhausted afterwards. I've just put everything into it, and I felt I did everything I could, but just nothing. It didn't result in anything meaningful. So, that's China. A track again that I wouldn't have been very confident heading into it, but it turned out to be better than I thought in terms of pace. But the result, unfortunately, didn't really didn't match my that hope. Anyways, next up is a repeat track from last year, and a very welcome one of that. It is Silverstone. Finally, a good track on this calendar. It's been a rough struggle, like Australia, Spain was rough, even though I prefer it. Netherlands, Baku, just some really just meh tracks to start. But looks like we're getting to some of the good stuff now, thankfully. And hopefully then we can actually do something with our season, because it's gone nowhere really. Like, it's been absolute shambles. I think it's been outside the top 10 every race since Australia, so it's been really tough. But look, that's the challenge of it, and not going to run away from that. So anyways, thanks very much for watching, and until next time.